Welcome to Genmar's new video series, where we chat with property experts about the latest trends shaping estate agency. AI is a hot topic at the moment, but what does it actually mean for estate agents? Today, I sat down with Mal McCallion, a property technology veteran with over 25 years of experience. Mal was part of the launch teams at primelocation.com and Zoopla, and now leads ModelProp.ai, a company dedicated to harnessing AI to help estate agents and lettings agents enhance productivity and gain market share. We discussed how AI can save time, win more instructions, and boost marketing efforts, all while maintaining that essential human touch in property transactions. If you're curious about integrating AI into your agency but are unsure where to start, this is a great conversation for you. Let's dive in. And today I'm joined by Mal McCallion, CEO of ModelProp. Thank you very much for coming along.
A real pleasure. Thanks very much for inviting us, James. Look forward to this.
Big question off the bat, really. I speak to a lot of estate agents, sort of as my role in the sort of account management for IT. A lot of the people we speak to, whether they're sort of small or medium-sized estate agents, have been considering using AI and are sort of at that first stage of getting into AI. Would you say that investing in AI is something that every estate agency should be doing?
Well, look, very briefly, obviously, we set up ModelProp about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and really to try and help estate agents, very specifically estate and lettings agents in the UK, to sort of demystify it a bit, really, because AI and everyone's watched Terminator, right? We all know kind of like when think we know where this is all going, but actually AI is like a huge kind of unlock for a lot of the challenges that I think estate agents have had over, I've been in the industry 25 years and seen, so many of these just repetitive, particularly productivity challenges. So our big thing here at ModelProp is about helping humans do the human stuff. All right, so freeing humans to get out there and do what we do best, which is building relationships. It's doing the kind of negotiating stuff, just really the fun stuff more than anything else. So I think any agent who wants their teams to be away from their screens, I think AI is for them, and that's probably just about everybody that I know in the industry. And it's that there's all sorts of different aspects to AI, obviously, that can help. There's things like voice AI now, which literally kind of in the last few weeks has come together, where you can actually have AI answering the phones and putting through messages and things like that. Now, I know agents, and particularly your small, medium-sized businesses, spend so much time with just their humans taking messages and passing them around and like trying to reach people and all that sort of stuff. And it's just an unlock of time that otherwise these people, you are paying them to be doing this sort of stuff. So just to kind of jumping off point, that's amazing. And then there are a huge amount of other applications that I'm sure we can chat about that just allow to almost kind of like allow us to breathe again, to get out there. I think that feel the grass, go outside, spend some time, human to human. And one of the things I love about agency that I think is going to really play well with AI is that it's always a people game, right? Property is people, and the idea that you can actually the AI can cover off the stuff that's stopping you from getting out and talking to other people. I think that's, if there was one reason for people, for agents to be using AI, to be looking at it right now, it's that it allows your humans to do the human stuff again.
Yeah, great. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, so agents shouldn't be worried about AI taking over their jobs then. This is a augmentation rather than replacement.
And I absolutely perfectly understand the fear around it, and it is something that I come across on a daily basis. There are jobs that are done, tasks, let's call them, rather than jobs. There are tasks that are done within estate agency that will no longer be done by humans, and on that basis, there will be an impact, absolutely. But again, if there's one industry that I think has a reasonable amount of protection against the kind of wholesale AIification of their roles or the industry, I think it's property, because this remains that huge transaction, right? Consumers, humans, us, we don't want to automate this big transaction, this, the most important one we ever make in our lives. And if we mess it up, that's 20, 30, 50, 100,000 pounds that we're just going to mess up. And I remember way back, and this showing my age, in 2000 we set up primalocation.com, and I was on the launch team of that. And at that point, agents were like really scared about digital and online and stuff like that, and going, oh my god, like this is really going to like take our jobs and disintermediate us and stuff like that. And now, if you look around, if you took a snapshot of the high street right now, and then 25 years ago, then there's still estate agents like all up and down it. So yeah, I think it's I think it is something to be embraced, and I would say that, but I'm not just saying that. The reason why we're in AI and why the team here is involved is we genuinely think it's going to allow us to get out, and agents to get out and do the fun stuff again, for sure.
Yeah, amazing. I think I've spoken to a few agents which are very interested. They're bought into the idea that AI is the next step, is what they need to do. And a lot of them, the first real jumping on point for most people is to get on ChatGPT, and I think people are using it, property descriptions, things like that. They're getting used to that. A lot of people sort of get stuck there. That's ChatGPT. They're using that, and then they're saying, what next? What's the next sort of step up from where I am now? Do you know what would you say to someone if they came to you with that query?
Yeah, so and it's absolutely the right question. So yes, I think ChatGPT has done an amazing job of helping us to understand generative AI. So generative AI is essentially where it kind of predicts what the next thing is. So if you give it some bullet points about a property and say write this as a property description, it will use that text and its understanding of the wider universe of what are property descriptions, and it will affect that. You can tweak those, so you can actually change the prompt so that so that it's trained on your data, for example. So you can actually feed the AI examples of great property descriptions of the past that you've done, and say, I want you to write like those. So actually you can start to train it to be more accurate with its first draft. You can also add in and make sure you inject things like write in UK English, because I think one of the most frustrating things is when agents do it and then it's got Zs in it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, just make sure in your prompt you always include write in UK English, because otherwise you just have to go and pick out the Zs, and it's really annoying. So I think that's a really good jumping off point and a good kind of example of where generative AI is helping the text realm. Another thing that's text-based from a generative AI perspective is AI assistants. So, again, we're working with a load of agents who, instead of the old live chat that you used to have in the bottom right corner of your website, and many agents still do, what you can do is you can train an AI, and again, something we can help. You can train an AI to be to behave like you, right? To understand you as an industry, you as a business. So you can train it up on your team members, your areas you cover, number of offices you've got, all that sort of stuff, the properties you use as well. Sorry, the properties that you're advertising as well. And that can update on a daily basis. And the beauty of that is, if sitting down the bottom corner of your website, if somebody comes and wants to ask a question, they can ask anything they like, so we've got people who are asking about, I want a 3-bedroom property overlooking the sea, with skylight in the kitchen and a parking space. And those are things that under normal circumstances, normal search, you can't get at. But actually by using this natural language search from within an embedded AI assistant, you can get to really, really effectively, really clearly. So that's actually helping agents to win more with more instructions as well, which I think is really powerful. So that's another example of it. It can also help you with your tenants with maintenance requests. It's just like, it's amazing. So that's another kind of move, and that's on the text base. From an image generative AI perspective, again, you can get virtual staging. Now, AI virtual staging is amazing. So if you've got a property that you are advertising, and perhaps it's a bit tired, perhaps, it might be a probate where, that the parents died and the children don't necessarily want to move mum's stuff around or anything like that. What you can do is you can use virtual staging AI to remove all the furniture from the property, from the images, and add in new modern furniture and in a number of different styles. So I think virtual staging is a really powerful use case for AI right now. And also you can do AI videos, and again, it's generative stuff. So you can actually get AI to have a static photo of property. So again, you've already taken these photos, so you're not investing any more time in it. But AI now can make these move. Okay, so they can animate those particular images. And again, it's just a really, you animate those, knit them together, and you can build a kind of minute long video for 20, 30 quid. And it's just a really great way of using the technology to do something that you may have been otherwise going to do, or perhaps it's a property that you weren't going to send somebody out to, but it's actually just really good for helping that property to be seen and so on. So yeah, there's a huge heap of technologies out there that are already here, and then like I said, voices is coming through too, and just it's exploding right now in terms of the number of use cases you can potentially use this technology for.
Yeah, I mean, I use the chat function you've got on your website, and I was really impressed by that. That's really, really cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, when you click the chat, it makes a phone call start through, and it sounds like it's on the phone with you. It's using your voice, but
Yeah.
that's just a chat bot that's on your website. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah, no, and actually interesting. So avatars are quite a cool function as well. What we find is that there's a lot of agents have, a really great in person. They've got team members who are amazing. If you go and chat to them, they're just so sparky and charismatic and all that. And the second you point a camera at them, they just freak out. And just like literally just frozen to the spot and just like monotone. So what we can do is we build these AI avatars of people, and we get them chatting about some good stuff, right? So like they go on a holiday, or pets, kids, football teams, depending on which football team it is, and they're quite animated and fun, and then we can use that recording to then be their avatar. So we've got like property videos where the avatar sits down in the corner, and again, it's really personal, really kind of really powerful for people to see that. But actually, that representative of yours has not done any additional work at all, right? We,
Yeah,
we
wow,
literally have just fed a script into them, and it's spoken in their voice.
wow, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so you could use that for social media videos. You could use that, and again, it's augmentation. So that's that person still there. You still need that staff member to be there doing that. But yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it really does. There's an interesting use case as well. So we've got one agent who does market updates every month, and he used to have to sit there and try and learn every single stat for his local area, try and get it right, and then he'd mess it up and he'd have to redo it, and it like took ages. And then have to be a marketing person there as well, just kind of like somebody doing the camera. Now we've just got his avatar, so all that happens is his marketing person gives us some stats, and we get AI to write the script, and then put it into his avatar, and he's just got a presentation that just can go out, like you say, on social media, and it's just done, and he doesn't even have to get involved. He can go
Wow,
off and play
wow.
golf.
Um, what do you think? Out of we talked about a lot of different aspects of what you can use AI for.
Hmm.
What's what is currently the sort of most used application of AI for estate agents? Would you think?
So I think that the most used is probably, so I think particulars writer is probably up there. It's embedded in a lot of the CRM systems these days, isn't it? So I think Reapit's got a version, Street's got a version for sure. Sure, Alto does as well. These to a greater or lesser extent, and to a more successful and less successful extent, they do take in property information and churn out something that's at the very least a good first draft. So I think that's there. Sometimes I worry a little bit though that actually, because they're not as good as they might be, that actually if that's your experience of AI, then you might be looking at that and going, that's all right, but it's all a bit of hype, right? So it's just kind of like rewriting some stuff, and that's fine. And then it's still Americanized, so I've still got to go and rewrite it anyway. That I think is probably the biggest use case at the moment. What we are finding though is that as people learn much more about the AI assistants, particularly, and the ability to just distill your entire agency into this one kind of box that then people can ask any questions on, and it's 24/7, and it never goes sick and never goes on holiday. then, why wouldn't you have that there for that 10 o'clock at night? Somebody just wants to know, I don't know, they're lying awake at night wondering what their notice period is for their tenancy or whatever it is, and they can just go on, type it and ask it. And it's just a really quite cool. And also, some agents are using it to have kind of like recommendations. So, what's the best, I don't know, coffee shop in Bishop Stortford? And, whatever your favorite one is, you can make sure that it's trained on it. And that can be really helpful for people who are, after all, moving into the area for the first time often, to have a recommendation from an agency that's been around there for ages. And, Jessica, who's lived in the town forever, thinks that this is the best, I don't know, florist to go to. Then those kinds of things as well just make it really personal and really quite appealing.
Yeah, and it's a good point. The search part of all of this as well, because that's somewhat of a potentially worrying change for some agents that have spent a long time building up SEO, local SEO for their businesses.
Mm.
That something that people need to be worried about, do you think, about this potential shift between people, consumers using things like ChatGPT to try and find out like agents that are near them instead of using Google?
Mm. Look, I do think it's a difference. I do think it's a change, and I think it's as it's kind of, I'd again show my age. I relate it back to sort of print moving to online, right? People's habits changed, and that meant that if you were absolutely delighted at having locked in the back page of your particular local newspaper, local property section for the last 10 years, then that wasn't as good anymore. You might still use it, and but you were also going to have to then understand all about property portals and aggregation and your own website and SEO and things like that. So there is to become more mindful of what the only thing I can think of is AIEO. So it's artificial intelligence engine optimization, which sounds like a farmyard stuff. AIEO is going to be really important, and how technology businesses such as yours that help people to understand that process, that change, because like you say, James, it's about, can you get onto ChatGPT's one-shot kind of summary. We did some experimentation with deep research. So ChatGPT's kind of next iteration is what they call reasoning models, and this is where AI has gone now, right? More than just the generative AI that I was talking about at the start. Now reasoning models are ones that kind of check themselves, that they have what they call chain of thought reasoning, where essentially it will come up with an answer and then it will check itself and go through a number of iterations, and then it will add sources. So we've done a lot of investigations around this and research, deep research, no less. And what we've done is said, right, can this essentially replace portals? All right. So if you go onto ChatGPT and use their deep research and say, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom property with a sea view within 15 minutes of a train station, that has a car parking space, a large garden, and is near a school for my kids. Right, so you cannot find a filter on Rightmove or on Zoopla or on any portals that does that on any website. However, AI and deep reasoning will go away and find this stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's really, really powerful. So, but interestingly as well, what it won't do is it won't just look at the portals. So, we've done this, as I say, a number of times, and it will pick up a few of the portal properties for sure. It will also, but not just Rightmove. It will also look at Zoopla and also look at On the Market and also look at others like Jitty and things like that. So it starts to peel away the value proposition of some of the more expensive, let's call them, property portals, and give the other ones a good chance of being in that list. And secondarily, it also picks up estate agent websites.
yeah,
And again, to your point, it's actually, what you are going to need or what will be beneficial to your business is to understand, what is AI looking for? What are the kind of keywords or construction of the site itself that actually mean that it's easier to be discovered by these deep reasoning models, and thereby help you to appear on these, this kind of list of people who are looking for those particular properties really, really fast.
yeah. There's a lot to take in, isn't there? A lot of lot changing.
Absolutely, 100%.
Um, just to sort of wrap this up, if you were to, if you were speaking to an agent who was somewhat skeptical about AI, what would your sort of one takeaway piece for this be that you'd sort of give them?
So I think I think AI has the ability to make agents unique again. All right. And I think that, and again, I come from a portal background, and, over the last 25 years, there's been a movement towards almost like homogenizing these agencies into those portals, right? Where you get X number of pixels for your logo, Y number of characters for your description. And then if you pay a bit more money, then you can get a featured property and blah, blah, blah. But actually, AI, and again, going back to the AI assistant, as an example, it distills everything that is unique about you, right? And it can, talk about, the heritage of your particular brand, and it can talk about, it can pull in data that you've got uniquely within your business that nobody else has got, and help to kind of leverage that and surface that. It can talk absolutely about, what your favorite coffee shop is and all that sort of thing. So I think AI allows, and particularly for small and medium-sized businesses that have perhaps been, put into these restrictive boxes online, it allows you to kind of broaden out again, and to kind of like, go back to a time where, you went up and down the high street and every single estate agent was different. And you never heard this kind of like, oh, estate agents, they're all the same. This is this is the time where AI can make every estate agent's unique attributes be really, really visible again. And I think that's what I'd hope agents that are looking on now will see. And I think it's going to be super exciting for them as well.
It's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah. Thanks, Mal. Thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Been really insightful. What do people do if they want to get in contact with you, if they want to reach out and learn more about AI?
Well, thank you. So you can get in touch with me, email mal@modelprop.ai, or just jump on the site modelprop.ai, and there's loads of stuff there. But yeah, I'd be delighted to catch up, and always excited just to talk about AI, as you may hear. But yeah, I just think, the more people know about AI, the better, whether it's working with us or others. I think this is the next thing that everybody needs to know. So yeah, it'll be great to catch up with as many people as want to have a chat.
Perfect. Lovely. Thank you very much. And for anyone else wanting to get on top of sort of tech news for estate agents, Genmar just released its newsletter. It's called the Estate Agency Tech Digest. Subscribe to that, and we've just published an article today actually about AI and estate agency with some statistics and some fun graphs and things for people to look at as well. So keep your eyes peeled.
It's really good, honestly. I'm going to be using some of those as well. So, thanks for building
it. Thank you very much. Cheers for that, Mal.
Genuine pleasure. Good luck. Take care. Bye.
Bye.